Well, good morning, everybody. Back again with another video. I am thankful that I'm finally over coronavirus. I did get COVID. Thank the Lord, I am over that now, because that was not cool. And got some people out in the field for no apparent reason. You couldn't see them. That's okay. So today, harvest is over, by the way. I know the last video we were still harvesting. Of course, we finished a couple weeks ago. And now we're on to different things. It's been really, really wet in this area lately. So tillage and different things like that have been halted for a little bit, but we have a field over here that I'm going to, that way. Right along the Missouri River, got hit really hard by the flood last year. And so we're gonna try to do a little bit of ripping, incorporating some sand, loosening up the ground, because scraper tractors and everything else have been across it. So we're gonna go do that today. It's a sloppy mess, so we'll see if it's firm enough for me to get out onto it. It might be one of those deals where you have to get up real early in the morning and work ground, until it thaws out in the mornings. That might have to be the situation we're in at this point out here. But if we can't work anything over here, I'll head over to some other fields. There are some of my auger wagon roads that I need to rip the compaction out of and loosen up a little bit before we do any more groundwork on it. So let's get to it. Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident that's gonna work. That looks real sloppy. Oh, yeah, it's pretty sloppy. We'll try it. It's sloppy, but you can see it's firmed up because the sun hasn't quite taken the frost out of the ground. So I think my theory may be correct. You guys haven't got to see this tractor yet. This is the old war horse, the old 8520T. She is what she is. She's been ridden hard and put away wet more than once, but it's a good old tractor. That's good. It's a good old tractor. It really, good cheap horsepower. You can't beat it. So what we're pulling here, let me get this. Oh, that's wet. Let me get up here and get this thing going. Don't mind the dirty interior. She's like I said, she gets abused pretty often, but listen to her fire up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Yeah. Here's what we're pulling. Good old case IHV Ripper. Basically these big thick shanks just go through the ground, split the ground open, flip it a little bit, take the compaction up out of the ground. We run these just to, like I said, loosen the ground up. You can kind of see some of the sandier bits of the soil. It's not terrible, but we're just trying to mix it all together and get this all aired out. What this will do is it'll throw everything into humps, and those humps will let air get between them, and it'll help dry the ground out quicker. That's the point in one of these. And so that's what we want to do out here. And then later on, once it's all dried out and smoothed out, we'll come out and we'll finish it off and get it nice and leveled up for next year. So let's see how this goes. Here's one of those Wolverine ditches. What you gotta do is pick up. See how nice and smooth that leaves it? Yeah, you can see where the tractor bumps through, but that's gonna happen. We just put this ditch in, then we go right back down once we get to the other side. Sorry, I got no auto steering here right now, so I gotta go old fashioned on it. It's not millennialized anymore. Not doing the prettiest job in the world, but what do you expect? This ground, ugh. Old battle wagon here. This ground went through a lot in the flood. We got a lot of silt deposits, sand deposits, things like that. So it's not pretty, but this is what needs to happen. Oh, a little bit of compaction too. So I gotta put this back down so I can turn around. I think that's about all I'm gonna be able to work for today. You can see some of the tracks. It's a little bit later in the morning now. It's just so sloppy. It's just a muck hole. So we're gonna go on to another field. We'll save this one for maybe tomorrow morning. We'll come back when it solidifies up a little bit, when the ground freezes up a little. But it's just way too mucky to keep trying that. So I am gonna head over here to the next field. We got a field a couple miles over, and I have some wagon roads I'd like to rip out of it. You know, just spot ripping. We don't use this tool right here very much. This actually isn't ours, it's our cousin's. As you can see, we share equipment pretty regularly. But we don't use V rippers and stuff like that often. That's more of a situational implement for us. A lot of times we try to stay off the ground as much as possible, just work it when it needs work, and that's it. And that scenario, as muddy as that is and mucky as that is, that's why we're ripping the whole field. Otherwise, we just do, you know, situational ripping where it's like, oh, we got our highly compacted wagon road, or maybe we did some dirt work somewhere, something like that. That's the only other times we use rippers. Typically, it's not an implement we use very much around here. So, got a little bit of a mucky spot. Surprise, surprise, I got in a mucky spot out here. There's a little grass patch down there. And I was dumb enough to try and go through it. So all this grass here was stuck in between these. As you can see, I've been digging out all this dirt down there. Had to dig that out. I already did that side. I just wanted to show you guys this. Part of the joys of farming river bottoms. But I guess it's my own fault for doing something stupid, like trying to go through that grass patch. So this is what I get. Just keep digging it out. Is all you can do. Find some loose. There we go. Yeah. You come right here, kick some out, and just keep doing that till it all comes free. And that's about it. All right. Yeah, it'll rip through that. Oh, you didn't get to see the other 20 minutes I was sitting out here doing this, so I just had COVID, so my lungs aren't 100%. So I'm a little winded. That's okay. Okay. Let's get out of here. That's enough ripping for one day. It's too wet. So you just gotta color sometimes. Even though you really want to go do something, you can't always do something. Part of the joys of farming. I feel sandy, a little gritty. Oh. Right back where we started. We'll come back out here in the morning. We'll try ripping some more of this. But for today, that's still pretty firm, surprisingly. Before today, we're gonna park the old girl. We're gonna go, oh, that's sloppy. We're gonna go find something else to do. I got back here to the shop and I realized y'all might wanna see what's going on here. So this is our grain vac. If you remember right, earlier this year, we had to borrow one of the neighbors because ours, she's had a rough life. So I'll explain here in a second. If you look over here, you will see the flighting in here is a little bit shot, as is the auger. Well, I guess that is flighting. You know what I mean. Anyway, so we're gonna rebuild this thing because she's a little rough. So I just got done, had to cut the bearing off the end of that auger, as you can see by the smoke coming out. Oh, that's kind of cool. That smoke coming out of here. This is the auger right here that was in there. So got a little bit more torching to do on that to get that race off of there, but that's fine. So this one needs to come out also, of course. We're redoing the whole thing. So what it is, there's a bolt right here and a bolt right here to hold this in place. I don't know if you can look, but yeah, she's a little worn out. I'd say she's seen her better days, as are these. But being a farmer, the farmers we are, we said she can be rebuilt. She can be redone. So we're gonna do exactly that. So I can't record much because these big gloves make it kind of difficult for me to hold a phone. As you can see, I have my other glove in this hand, so I don't think we're gonna need to do much more torching. Just need to get those bolts out of here, right there. And then this will literally just slide right out the other end. So give me a little bit of time and I'll see if I can't get that done real quick. So that bolt's out, and so is that one, so this can, so that's free. So now we need to take our little ratchet here. When you go, I can get that one with an impact, but that one down in there, I'm gonna have to do by hand. So I'll be back. Nope. Let's try that. We dangle that up in there. I think we're gonna need a short weld. All right. Let's try that little guy. Maybe. Well, that ain't gonna work. That little booger's gonna fight me. I bet you that. Okay. Now then, let's try that again. Look at that. It's amazing what a little heat will do for you. Ooh, that's hot. We're just gonna let that go down there. All right, so now we need to come over here. Let's see if just like that. We'll sweep that up later, don't worry about that. So now, I ain't gonna touch that, but that should be nice and free. I should be able to go the other end. This end should be nice and cool. Oh man. Yeah. Pull that out. I'm gonna need two hands, but y'all get the gist. I'll be back in a few. Into another day. I'm gonna have this video run into 2 days just because yesterday was so busy with other things I didn't get to record very much. And so last time, I think the last part of the video, you were looking at an excavator being brought into the shop. So there was all sorts of stuff going on. Bulldozer work, excavator work, semi work. We're working, of course, on the grain vac, all sorts of stuff. So today I'm gonna go back over. It's a little bit of a later start than I would have liked, but we're gonna go over and try to finish ripping that little farm. And then we have some other spots, like I said yesterday, we'd like to go just touch up wherever a wagon ran over it a lot. So we're gonna go around and touch those spots up today. And that's probably gonna take most of the day just to go around and do all that. So that being said, we'll see you in a bit. Back to the same place, of course. It's a brisk morning here in beautiful northwest Missouri. I think my truck just said it's like 22 degrees out. So she's a little chilly. But do the usual, same old routine. Make sure there's plenty of oil, which I'm quite positive there is. Yep, all good there. Hydraulic oil I know is good on this tractor already. So you can see it is pretty solid out here. So we'll break through that. It helps though, because when you get a solid like this, oh man, ooh, she's firm. Our bunny rabbit over there spooked me. When it's firm like this, you can actually get up on top and stay up on top of all this slop. So hopefully we can drag these shanks through this stuff and get all the rest of this. We got right to there, right there yesterday. So we got from there to right here. And then there's a little chunk up there by the trees we gotta go do. So it's a little chilly. This little girl probably ain't gonna like being woke up. It's a little frosty. Ah. Good night. Turn that down. No problem. Let's go. There. Crank her up there. So while this old girl is warming up, I'm gonna go back to my truck, get my other stuff. So I'll be back. We're gonna get going here. I can see out enough now to get something done. Now this side and the back side are a little tough, but we're just gonna trust that everything out there is okay. So we're gonna go over here. See my line over there? We're gonna start ripping this and we'll see how this goes. I might have to crack the back window just so we can see what's going on, which with it being 20-something degrees, I'm not too thrilled about, but until the sun burns all of this off and I'm back there, probably just how it's gonna have to be. Oh boy, oh boy. A little bit of compaction here. I'm going to put it all down. Looks as though we got some eagle friends today. If you look over there, you can kind of see one up in the trees, that big blob. There's a couple over there in those trees. One right there. And all those birds up there, those are all eagles. So we got our freedom on board today, boys. Ain't no communism around here today. Yeah. And that, found some toys out in the field. I decided to hook onto my shank, so I brought them with me. All right, well this field's done. Good thing, because it just got sloppy on me. Go. Let me, oh, you don't get to see my door then, sorry. Need to grab my fuel key. And that should be about all I need. Lock it up. All right. On to other places. Well, bit of a dilemma. Some of this ground, by the way, we've no-till most of this. We don't do a whole lot of anything up here in these hills. Just to keep, erosion down. And it's just the system that's been enacted up here. We do this wherever our auger wagon was going constantly, like I said earlier. And most people wouldn't think that would give a lot of compaction, but I'll be the first to tell you, it does. Ugh. See that bolt right there? Bigger than my finger. It broke because there's so much. It was pulling so hard. I don't know if we hit a rock or what, but we're gonna have to get a new shear bolt. I don't know what size that is. We'll have to figure that out. But I have to get a new shear bolt. We'll have to line this back up and put the bolt through, nut on. And those are meant to protect these things from being broken or bent. Oh, we're missing a point. Look at that. See how that has a point? See how that does not have a point? Need to get a new one of those. Oh, look at that. Neither does that one. Missing any other points? No? This one and that one. Okay. But basically it's for when these get a lot of force back this way, it pops these bolts right away. You can't see this one comes from in. But right here, this one that's broken on this one, it pops those so this can swing free. So this thing, although I can't really do it right now, I don't know. Yeah, oh well, you get the point. Huh, no pun intended. But basically it just meant to protect those so they can swing if they get too much pressure on them. But, so Aaron, AKA the Big Perm, he is about an hour that way. So, looks like I'm gonna be sitting for a little while, waiting for him, so I guess I'll just watch some YouTube videos and eat my snacks in my lunchbox. We're gonna take the wagon back north. We're gonna take this fuel barrel back north. As you can see, we do 100 different things every day. We try to stay on task, we really do. Oh! Ooh, a little slippery. I'm gonna pull in here, hook up the old fuel barrel that we hooked up to Aaron's little black half-ton earlier. And we're going to go get some fuel in it. I think I have the wrong hitch on. I do, in fact, have the wrong hitch on. Because that tractor's... Oh, we're way off. We are way off. What would we do without backup cameras? What in the world would we do? Especially at night. Backup cameras literally are worth their weight in gold. Especially at night, except for when they beep at you. Alright, we're gonna have to go switch that. But, let me hop out here. Let me flip a light on here. Hold on a minute, let me switch it. There we go. But this thing is completely empty. So we're gonna go ahead and see if I can do this one-handed. Look at that, he's skilled, kids. You don't learn that overnight. Probably could. I'm not that skilled. Oh, man. Stupid duck hunting stuff. I know my hitch is down there somewhere. Oh. No, it's not. It's right here. So, I gotta go up there and get... Oh, trying not to smash my fingers because it's cold and that would really hurt. And you get to see me cry on camera and no one wants that. Unless you don't like me, then you'd probably want that, but I hope you like me. Hold on a second. All right. Got my key, my fuel key, back to the old fuel station. But as I was saying before I had to switch hitches and everything else, I really like this little fuel system. So you just take this, stick your key in there. Y'all don't get to see my pin though. 1 second. There's one pump. So we're gonna put red diesel in this thing. Of course, can't put clear in it. So for those of you who don't know, here, let me explain that in a second. And I will explain that. All right. So there's two different types of diesel that are used on the farm. This pump right here pumps right there. Highway diesel. So that diesel will be a greenish color, a clearish green color. That is for on-road use. So since on a farm, you're not on the road most of the time, with a tractor, you have right there, non-taxable off-road use. So now that we got this hooked up, flop that over. Yeah, right here. Take her up. Oh. Then you just, might need two hands. That one's pumping away. So then I also have pump 2 there set up, so stay, okay? Just like that. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Pumping. So these two guys will pump. I'll probably put this with a 900-gallon barrel so we can hold 900 gallons of fuel in here. And so I will probably not put that much in there because we usually don't fill it all the way. Just a bad idea. Let's close that up too while we're at it. So that's our sight gauge. Of course, you can see the fuel level as it goes up and down depending on how much is in here. So yeah, and this old girl can pump now. I know I've already talked about this, but we can fill a combine, which a combine has a 300-gallon fuel tank on it. We can fill the combine with this trailer in about, 4 or 5 minutes, give or take. We can have the entire combine full if it's completely empty. So pretty stout little pump, pretty stout little trailer. We love this little guy. So well, it's not so little, but you get what I'm saying. I'm just spitballing at this point. So I got to go back up to the hills, dump this off, and then get everything ready for in the morning. So I think, all right, we've been pumping for a while. What we at here? About 600 gallon. We'll shut this one off once it gets to 300. Out. Okay. This is a 291, so I'll put this one away real quick. Stick it right back. Like that. Time to put my lid on. That one's done. 96, 97, 98, 99. Good enough for government work. All right. All right. There's the tractor. You can't really see it. It's right. Yeah, you get the point. Back up here to the tractor. I'm going to go ahead and unhook this old girl, leave it here for the night, and we'll try again in the morning. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.